The year is 1945. Europe is finally quiet. Germany has fallen, and victory in the West is complete. But across the vast Pacific, the Empire of Japan still refuses to surrender. Its cities smolder under a rain of firebombs. Its once mighty navy is crippled, its air force all but gone. Yet, Tokyo remains defiant. In this timeline, there are no atomic bombs. No single, blinding flash of light will end this war. There will be no instant surrender. The only option left is the one military planners had dreaded for years. Invasion. Operation Downfall. The largest, bloodiest, most terrifying military plan ever conceived. To understand the sheer scale of what was about to happen, we have to rewind. Just months earlier, American forces fought tooth and nail for Iwo Jima, a volcanic rock barely big enough to hold a runway. Japanese defenders, deeply entrenched in tunnels, bunkers, and hidden artillery positions, made every foot of ground cost blood. Nearly 7,000 Americans died to secure just 8 square miles of land. And that was only the beginning. Then came Okinawa, the typhoon of steel. Kamikaze planes rained from the sky, turning ships into infernos in the harbors. Civilians were caught in a brutal crossfire. Over 12,000 Americans were killed. More than 100,000 Japanese perished. And Okinawa wasn't even Japan itself. It was just the doorstep. If the doorstep cost this much, what would the house cost? By the summer of 1945, American commanders faced a grim reality. Japan would not surrender. The naval blockade had failed to break their will. The devastating bombing campaigns had also failed. Every plan short of a full-scale invasion had been tried and exhausted. So, the Allies prepared to land on the Japanese home islands themselves. The invasion was designed in 2 massive phases. First, Operation Olympic. The target was Kyushu, Japan's southernmost island. It had airfields, ports, and flat terrain perfect for staging armor. Once Kyushu was secure, the Allies could launch the final assault. Phase 2, Operation Coronet. The objective was the Tokyo Plain, the very heart of Japan. This was the endgame. But before the first landing craft could hit the beach, something else began. Japan, cornered and desperate, was preparing to make America bleed like never before. They called it Operation Kitsugo-Toto, National Defense. Every soldier, every civilian, every man, woman, and child was trained to fight. Teenage boys were handed rifles. Elderly men were given bamboo spears. Women were trained to charge tanks with explosives. Kamikaze pilots were no longer a rare, desperate tactic. They were now the core of Japan's strategy. Tens of thousands of aircraft, many obsolete and poorly armed, were prepared for one-way missions. Most would never return, but each pilot only needed to hit that target once. September 1945. The Pacific grows eerily silent. Then, the horizon fills with ships. The largest invasion fleet in history sails toward Kyushu. Battleships, aircraft carriers, and a sea of landing craft carry over 500,000 American troops. And Japan waits. As the fleet enters striking distance, the sky erupts. Kamikazes dive in waves, not dozens, but hundreds at a time. Destroyers vanish in fireballs. Troop transports, but even medical ships, clearly marked, are struck. American fighter pilots shoot down attacker after attacker, but for every plane destroyed, another seems to take its place. Oil slicks spread 4 miles across the water, and they haven't even reached the beach yet. Then, the landings begin. The beaches of Kyushu are hell on earth. Hidden artillery, mortar, and machine guns tear into the landing craft before they even touch the sand. But the Marines advance anyway. Flamethrowers clear out bunkers. Tanks crawl slowly inland. At night, Japanese defenders launch silent counterattacks with bayonets and grenades. Every hill is a fortress. Every village is a trap. Progress is measured in meters, not miles. Weeks stretch into agonizing months. Kyushu is not secured. Casualties soar. Over 100,000 Americans fall. Millions of Japanese die in the fighting and the chaos. Yet, the resistance does not weaken. In Tokyo, the High Command watches, and waits. By early 1946, the United States faces a terrible choice. Continue the invasion, or stop. To stop would be to accept defeat. Te Continui Operation Coronet begins, the invasion of the Tokyo Plain. The final push. Japan unleashes everything it has left. Every remaining aircraft, every pilot, every last kamikaze. The fleet is savaged again. Battleships take heavy hits. Transports are on T ground. The resistance is unimaginable. Millions of civilians flee the cities, while millions more are trapped. Urban combat spreads, block by block. Tokyo becomes a battlefield without any front lines. American tanks roll through streets of ruin. Snipers fire from the skeletons of broken buildings. Booby traps line every road. Civilians, desperate and armed with crude weapons, fight back. Progress is now measured in feet. Every single building must be cleared. Every street must be taken by force. The casualties are staggering. By mid-1946, over 500,000 Americans are dead or wounded. Millions of Japanese civilians and soldiers lie buried in the rubble of their cities. Food has run out. Disease spreads like wildfire. The cities are nothing but burning husks. The logistical nightmare for the Allies grows worse by the day. Ships are sunk, delaying vital supplies and reinforcements. American engineers work to repair ports while under constant fire. The supply lines stretch across a devastated landscape, harassed every hour by ambushes and sniper fire. Every night brings another wave of attacks. As Operation Coronet grinds on, Tokyo becomes a literal fortress. Millions are trapped. Streets are barricaded with debris. Homes are booby-trapped. A network of underground tunnels hides defenders who emerge to strike and then disappear. Every building taken requires careful planning, flamethrowers, and demolition charges. Every step forward costs dozens of lives. Despite the carnage, American forces adapt. Specialized urban combat units learn to clear streets with brutal efficiency. Engineers construct temporary bridges over bombed-out canals. Armored convoys protect the supply lines. Tanks and infantry coordinate their attacks, block by block, in a slow but relentless advance. The Japanese defenders fight with unmatched, desperate courage. Civilians are forced into combat roles. Teenagers throw Molotov cocktails at tanks. Women wield knives and axes against soldiers. Elderly men ambush supply lines in the dark. Every corner of Tokyo has become a death trap. After months of this brutal, grinding warfare, the final push begins. American forces slowly close in on the Imperial Palace. Japanese commanders realize the end is near. Their resistance stiffens, but their coordination begins to falter. Supplies have dwindled to almost nothing. Ammunition is running low. The population is collapsing from starvation and disease. Finally, the emperor understands the reality. Japan cannot endure another year of this. Yet, surrender is still unthinkable for much of the military, who are ordered to fight to the very last bullet. By late 1946, Japan surrenders, not in a single, clean event, but through a slow, total, agonizing collapse. Its cities are destroyed. An entire generation is lost. The United States achieves victory, but at a cost that history can barely comprehend. There are no victory parades, no triumphant return. There is only exhaustion. The survivors on both sides count the cost amidst the ruins. The scars of this invasion will last for generations. Without the atomic bombs, the war still ends, but the price is staggering. Operation Downfall becomes the deadliest invasion in all of human history. Millions are dead. Cities are erased from the map. Humanity is tested to its absolute limit. And perhaps the real twist is this. Even with victory, America does not celebrate. It only survives. The lesson is clear. Some wars can be won, but victory can come at a price so high, it feels like a defeat, a price of unimaginable loss. Thanks for watching. If you found this glimpse into an alternate history fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more what-if scenarios. See you next time.